People often ask me, and it's quite a personal, private question that I'm asked. I don't know sometimes why I elicit this. Maybe it's because I am the person that a lot of people come to for. I mean, I'd stop short of saying advice, but I seem to appear or give the appearance of someone who knows things. Not necessarily the right things or the correct things, but maybe I do know things. So people have asked me, they say, Jason, do you believe in God? And I sort of like that question. I mean, there isn't a wrong answer, if we're honest. I mean, the likes of Ricky Gervais, Richard Dawkins, and they promote I believe, quite a fundamentalist type of atheism, quite hard line. I really like the work, though, and I do believe that if we embrace, well, I like to embrace all religions equally, then you have to embrace that as well. And there's some very intelligent arguments against believing in God. But what I love about the whole thing is it's a personal thing. You know what? Yeah, you can believe what you want, you know. And I like that, you know. And I never tell people what they should believe, but there's a few things I quite like about the whole thing, and it's typically human. I'm not aware that any other animal on the planet has anything similar to the belief system that we have, and that we've had for many thousands of years. This isn't a new thing, and I think that it's such a human thing to have faith, to have a belief in something that you cannot quantify, that's not a physical thing. That shows you the size of our brainstem. It shows you the level of intelligence that humans have. I mean, one way it was explained to me was regards animals and humans, was regards food. So basically, most animals have quite underdeveloped brains, less developed brains than us. That's unfair to say underdeveloped. Less developed brains than us. So their inputs and outputs are next to each other. So the input, they see food. Their output is eat food. It's like a reaction, like an instinct, you know? But what's happened, and we are freaks. I know I've been called a freak many times. But in general, humans, well, because there's only us this advanced, this intelligence. We are freaks. And what's happened is the input and the output have separated quite a bit. We've a bit in between. So that now when we get an input, we see food, we go, we think about it. We don't just eat it. We think about what it might taste like, what it looks like. We might even take time producing food. We actually produce food for others. What a crazy idea. We have empathy. We think about others. I know it's sometimes hard to believe, but we have such a way of doing things. It is pretty incredible. And it all comes down to how developed our brains are. And I think the belief systems we have and the religion that we have, the religions, I think it's all good. Yeah, I know the whole fundamental thing, and it's pretty much all religions have an element of that takes it to the nth degree. And I'm not really going to talk about that because I feel that's the extreme, that isn't the norm. And I'm not going to mention any religions because they all have it. And in the same way that atheism has a fundamentalist view, maybe they're less inclined to behave in a certain way. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. But what I am going to talk about is, you know, the amazing capacity of the human mind and the brain. How do we resolve these issues facing us? How do we deal with things, you know? I don't need God of any kind to tell me to be a good person. I live my life with integrity and dignity, and I treat others how I want to be treated. And that can be hard sometimes because they can treat pretty badly people. And I'm sure I'll have a few more episodes of that in the future. I've got plenty of material on that for sure. But I think that's the key for me is, you know, how you want to live your life. What is good? And good and evil isn't the biblical definition. It's what is really right and wrong. And I don't need to be told I'm going to hell if I do something wrong. I do my best and I live my life the best way. But for some people, they need that. They want that. They want the comfort of religion. And I get that. And I like that. Some of it's not for me. Some of the stories, the imagery, the ideology, no, not for me. But I do believe in faith. I think faith is a good thing, and I think it's a very human thing, like I've said. And I think there is a place in society for it. And I think it shouldn't run society, but it's there if people want it and if people need it. And it shouldn't be used for anything bad. I think, talking about hell and heaven, I mean, if heaven is full of do-gooders, I'm not quite sure I want to be up there. I mean, is that where all the fun is? I'm going to spend eternity with popes and priests and nuns. I can't really think of anything worse. And I always like Ricky Gervais's comments, and you either love him or hate him, and he does say some really good stuff. I haven't watched him a lot recently, but I have enjoyed him in the past, and one of the things he said, "Thank God made me an atheist," and I thought that was quite nice. And I mean, yeah, I probably lean towards the fact that there isn't any God there, but that doesn't mean there's nothing there. And I think, when the time comes, if I find out there is, and it's the most beautiful, amazing place to be for eternity, well, I'm not going to be disappointed.